Welcome, Gemini, to your August 2024 reading, and thanks for tuning into my channel. Now, apologies for this being a few days late. It's always the story with me, but my readings are timeless, so whenever you're seeing them, it will be relevant for you. Now, Gemini, I just want to say I'm no longer offering free mini readings to new subscribers. So please, for those of you that have subscribed and requested your mini reading, you will still get it, but no more at this stage. But if you'd like a mini reading from me, just click the donation button and leave me a small donation. I'm finding with the free mini readings, I'm working through them and people aren't actually watching them. So I feel like I'm wasting my time and doing them for no reason. So, but I am still going to go through every person. I'm only up to January. I'm working on January now. I'm almost finished January into February, and we're in August. So that tells you the backlog of what's going on. So, yeah, if you'd like a mini reading now, you can give me a small donation. Doesn't have to be $1 million, whatever you want. And I will leave me a comment. I'll do your reading and I'll bump you up the queue because at least I know you are going to watch it. But like I said, don't worry. For everyone else, you will get your reading. I'm slowly working through them. Okay, let's get into this month's reading. Now, looking at these cards right off here, Gemini, I can see for some of you, there has been a bit of a struggle here. But the beauty of all of the struggle that you have been through, and I can see a lot, you start out with the Five of Wands. You've got probably one of the most challenging cards in the deck here, the Nine of Swords right underneath it. So I feel for a lot of you, you have really been fighting off depression here and doing it in a kind of doing it your own way. You've been working through this. It's been really difficult. You know, you've got the Three of Swords here as well, another challenging card. You know, this talks about a broken heart, and it talks about sometimes feeling betrayed. But and in a way, this could definitely be what has been making you feel feel that Nine of Swords. You know, this is that sleepless nights card, the worrying, the stress, the anxiety, the fear, the crying, the all of that goes along with very stressful mental place that you've been in. And it could be to do with a broken heart, but you are really learning new strategies to overcome that, and you certainly will be. You're doing things your own way, and it's making you stronger for it. And, you know, the Death card here, this tells me that this struggle that you are going through is really, you can release that now. This is really coming to an end. You know, the Two of Cups, there's balance and harmony coming back in here for a lot of you. And if this has had to do with any sort of conflict, I see some people here. You've got a Scorpio, an Aries, or a Capricorn. But look, this can also be any earth sign. This can be a Virgo or a Taurus. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that popped out of my mind. So there could be some heartbreak here dealing with some of these people as well for some of you. And you know, when I talk about star signs, I always try to clarify and say it's more about the character of the person than the star sign. So, and also if you don't recognize these people in your life, and I'll go into detail in a bit about who these people could be. These are characteristics that you are going to be taking on in the month of August, or perhaps even releasing a lot of these characteristics. You know, in the Scorpio card, we've got someone that is very strong, very nurturing, very caring, very very loving, but can also be on the negative side possessive and stubborn in a way as well, and has got an almighty sting if you think of a scorpion, so it can be a bit stingy. So if you just describe someone in your life, is this you? You'll have to let me know in the comments. But there is, like I said, with that death card, there is this release of any kind of painful situations, whether they are, you've been hanging on to them mentally here or not. Now in the Aries card, the Emperor, this is someone who is very determined, very strong, very authoritative, very passionate, very driven, very tenacious as well. They're a great leader, and a lot of the negativity of this type of person is it's all about me, I, that kind of energy. So they like to put themselves first. There's a selfishness about them, but sometimes that is a really, really good thing, particularly if you have not been the sort of person that puts your own needs and wants before other people. So if this describes someone in your life or even you, this is a good thing here to, you know, be a little bit selfish sometimes. But if you see it as a negative trait, if you see this in somebody around you, I feel like, again, because that death card here, this is shedding a lot of that negativity. You aren't going to be around people that are like that as well. But, you know, the Page of Pentacles, this is an earth sign. I would normally read this as a Capricorn, but this is someone very grounded, very hardworking, very diligent, and they're great with their money as well. So, again, these are some qualities that perhaps you should be taking on board, or they could describe the qualities of someone around you. But the Page of Pentacles in itself talks about great news coming in for you. Now, often this is to do with a career because it is Pentacles, but this can be anything earthly as well. So this can be to do with you, can be to do with your home, your environment. Some really good news coming in here about you or for you. And I feel, you know, as I said, this real struggle that you've been going through is coming to an end. There's balance coming back in here. Now, just quickly, for some of you, this is the Two of Cups, and this is that beautiful partnership that we come across throughout our lives that just is wonderful. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a love relationship, but it is a perfect situation as well. If you're already in a wonderful relationship, this can talk about you just finding that perfect partnership. It's the perfect job, it's the perfect home, it's the perfect, you know, pet. But the Two of Cups does talk about harmony in your relationships, and for some of you this can even be a balance between two halves of yourself. You know, you are a Gemini here, and this is that perfect card for a Gemini. You know, you're balancing those two sides of yourself, two halves of yourself. Now, I'm sorry, I'm literally choking on my saliva. Great. Now, I don't know if I mentioned, this is the deck, the Tarot of Mystical Moments, and I'm just going to get my other deck, the Mystical Tarot, and of course I don't have it pulled out. Sorry, I have limited space, so I have to pack up my area and then put it away. And you'd think I'd be having it all organized, but sorry. Here we go. Here is the clarifying cards, the Mystical Tarot. I love this deck. And now I'm going to take this. Okay. Wow. The King of Cups. So you've got an Emperor. You've got a King here. There's some powerful energy. And I feel like Cups, they're all about your emotions, your heart. And look at that. The Emperor again. Okay, so there's definitely a significant Aries here. Could even be a Cancer. But you are taking control of your emotions, your heart space, and who you have around you, your relationships. You know, I feel like for a lot of you, there could be people here that you are shedding from your life and releasing. And this can even be people that you are hanging on to, you know, mentally. You're worrying about them, you're thinking about them, you're desiring them, you're thinking about a broken heart. Even you're taking control of that that emotional side of you, and you are releasing and letting go. And this can even be a painful heartbreak that isn't to do with a relationship as well. Just pain that you've been carrying in your heart for a long time is potentially being released here. But yeah, definitely could. A lot of people around you here, Gemini. So, yep, King of Cups. What a beautiful soul this is. And I can't believe this. You have got the King of Wands. Okay, so to begin with, like I said, kings are power, but there must definitely be an Aries around some of you here, because you've got the Emperor, two Emperors, which, as you can see in this deck, it displays it very clearly. There's a little ram's head. There's an Aries here. And the King of Wands is, this is the card for Aries, and normally that's all I read it as. It could be another fire sign, a Leo or a Sag as well, but this is Aries all day long. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're taking on a lot of the qualities of Aries energy. So I'm feeling like definitely you are going to be pushing forward. You are going to be making plans, writing lists, organizing things, putting things into practice here. And like I said, I feel like this is on all levels of your life. But in particular, your emotional state and your career here as well. Also, certainly your passions, your desires. You're really approaching the situation from a different perspective. You know, you've got the Hangman here, and if you have been feeling stuck, this is energy of being in suspended animation almost. This is coming to an end. Things are shifting and changing. You're almost there. Look at that, the Judgment card. This is a reawakening, a rebirth, and in a time of enlightenment here for some of you as well. And even your, 2 sevens. You had the 7 of Wands here, and you've got the 7 of Swords. And, I just like to look at synchronicities like that. I'm not a numerologist, but when multiple 7s come out in a reading, there's a lot of soul searching going on. So I feel mentally you're thinking about the past, you're thinking about your situation, you're thinking about your career, you're assessing, you're thinking about, like I said, there's this almost passion and inspiration and spirituality here that you're really doing differently or looking at differently or soul searching about. But yeah, 7 of Seven of Swords, yes, very doing things in a strategic way as well, but not necessarily the way everyone else does it, you know. And 2 5s, I mean, and both with a 5 of Wands. You know, the messages are just coming through. I think you're learning and training, and almost this can be self-training. You know, you're this is a game of strategy in a way as well. I mean, particularly when, you know, you look at these people, they're all wearing the same uniform. This is you getting better at being able to strategize and plan your life and get over any negative thought patterns that have been holding you back, any emotional pain that you've been hanging on to as well. I feel you've really been teaching yourself how to release this, how to let it go, and you're getting better at doing that all the time. I feel it has been a struggle though here for you, Gemini. I hope I wasn't calling you Virgo before. I'm feeling Virgo very strongly here. Okay. Yeah, and although things may not seem like they're going at breakneck speed, I think this is going to be really good. These changes, this release that's coming in for you, it is slow and steady, wins the race kind of energy. You've got the Knight of Pentacles, and this can be to do with this, like, I'm even getting physically training. If some of you are physically training, doing a sport or training, there is progress going on here for you, and it's steady, but there's no going back to how it was. This is the energy of that Knight of Pentacles. Things are moving forward, and also in your career and your finances as well. For some of you, this is a pentacle, you know. But definitely progress forward here and moving away from this really difficult time, challenging time. Yep, you're in control. You know, this links in very much with the Emperor card, where you're making your plans, you're making lists, you're putting actions into place. But look at this. This is a Cancer. Now, you've got the King of Cups. I would normally read that as a Cancer. So there could definitely be a significant Cancer in some of your lives. But this is, like I said, someone that is a lovely, good-hearted, caring, nurturing person, gentle as well, sensitive. Can be moody at times, and can also be quite get quite depressed as well. But this is the Chariot. This is someone that is driving their life forward, and this is telling me, Gemini, that you could potentially be really taking the reins and making some decisions and really changing your situation if you have been struggling as well. But I think this is going to bring a lot of strength into your character. Not that you don't have strong character now, but, you know, this is a difficult thing to do, to be able to call the shots in your life and say, well, I'm going left now, I'm going right. There's no one to blame if something goes wrong. You know, if there's any hiccups, you are taking control and you're calling the shots. And like I said, it's just a difficult thing to do. So it increases that inner strength, and it makes you even stronger than you already are. So that's always a great thing as well. But this is absolutely a card of success. It's a card of going on a journey here, and this can even be a physical journey. You might be traveling, you might be moving home, you might decide to move, but yeah, it's not easy, but there's success at the end of it. Yeah, and there's people around you to help. There's this charity here. This is the card of charity. Now, this can be to do with financial assistance that either you are giving to someone or someone is giving to you, which is a great place to be in if you're on the end of some beautiful charity. But this can be also people giving of their time, just being around to help as well. If you're moving, having those friends around to pack boxes and shift things and that kind of stuff, that's always great. But it's a beautiful time here. And, the 8 of Wands, this could be arrows of love, but I feel like you're going to be really busy. It's a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails, a lot of texts. There's real there's change here. But the 8 of Wands is a great card. It's a nice place to be in. It's an enjoyable energy, so don't be too stressed about that. There's absolute newness here. Wow, look at that. I mean, the Fool card, and you are showing up in your own reading, Gemini. The King of Swords. I would normally read this card as a Gemini. This could be any air sign, so Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius here, but you are going on a brand new journey here. There's a new road ahead for a lot of you, and I feel like this is all starting in August. And once this release happens, this energy of letting things go, the newness, the brand new comes in here, and you've got new ideas, you've got new way of looking at the road ahead as well. This is a card of looking at a situation and basing your decisions on facts alone. So I feel like any movement forward, any direction forward, you are absolutely going to be just going for it. If you've got an idea, then you're doing it, that you're not allowing emotion or fear or negativity to prevent you. This is clarity. You're cutting away all of the BS in your life, and you're heading forward on a wonderful, wonderful new journey. And it's all beginning in August. You'll have to let me know. We'll leave it there. Oh, no, I forgot my last final card. I love it. I always love to finish my readings off with a card from the Now I Understand Oracle deck by Janine and Lauren McLean. They are beautiful, and they just seem to fit into my readings perfectly. And I think Janine has her own little channel as well on YouTube, and it's called Now I Understand. Some of you, that card, those cards, I always think, does that want to fall? I like to only take jumpers like that. Okay, decide. Let's have a look. A decision needs to be made after careful analysis. Make a choice and keep things moving. That is just so connected to your reading, Gemini. I mean, this is exactly connected to this King of Swords here. So I feel like, and it also in a way to that Hangman card. If you've been stuck, if you've been feeling like things haven't been moving forward, make a decision. And this is the Two of Cups here, all twos, about deciding which direction you want to go in here as well. And like I said with the King of Swords, when you make a decision, you are just going to be making it based on the facts here. You're not, and what you see, you're not allowing other things to cloud your decision at all. And it's going to keep things moving, albeit slow and steady, but definitely in the right direction. So we'll leave it there, Gemini. Have a great August, and I hope to see you next month. Bye.